What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be episode 137, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to become a millionaire investing in Apple stock. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to be taking a look at Apple, right? Apple has been surging recently, and we're going to take a look at some key numbers. So let's go into the breakdown of the video before we go any further. So first, we're going to go ahead and look at some specific time frames here in Robinhood. There's also an article that I want to show you guys that pretty much just covers where Apple is going at this point in terms of AI, and also focus on the buyback situation with Apple, which always makes the stock go up. Then we're going to take a look at punching some numbers into our AI system to see what results it's going to bring back. And then we're going to go ahead and hop on over to our system that we use here to crunch the numbers based on what you would have to contribute initially, and then look at an annual contribution, meaning money you're putting in every month, which adds up at the end of the year. And then finally, we're also going to look at potentially scaling those gains by playing options on Apple, pretty much scalping options on Apple. So we got a jam-packed video for you today, so stay tuned. All right, so as you guys could see, I have Apple pulled up here on Robinhood. Current price pre-market is $232.05. All right, if we look at it year to date, as we could see, the stock is up 23%. The past year, it is up 22%. All right. Now let's look at it over 5 years. And this is what I want you to focus on. Over 5 years, the average price gain is 362%. Now, when you divide that percentage amount by 5 years, it's well over 60% per year. All right. So what we're doing is we're looking at punching in average annualized returns of around 50%. It's probably going to be higher when you factor in what's going on right now with AI and for Apple, and especially the fact that, phones sales are expected to surge, and the company just has like new life breathed into it. All right. So we're going to be looking at investing in Apple, like I said, based on this particular number here, which is the 362% gain over the last 5 years. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, past performance doesn't indicate what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, that's something that's thrown out there as a disclaimer. But as traders, we all know we look to the past to figure out what's exactly going on in the future. Those levels that we map out are previous levels. So, and we refer to those levels to kind of get an idea of where the stock's going to go when we're trading. Same concept here. So we're going to use this 5-year mark return as an average. And like I said, the tool that I'll be using to calculate the annualized return, it actually doesn't allow you to put more than 50% return per year, but that's what we're going to look at to crunch the numbers. So let's go ahead now and take a look at the article that just gives you some insight as to what's going on with Apple. All right, so here we have the article pulled up on the screen here, and it says analysts reboot Apple stock price target on AI, and also it's talking about the buyback. So it's saying that analysts are pretty much giving, Apple a new higher price target based on what's going on with AI, and also the fact that they are continuously scaling the amount of buybacks. For you guys that don't know, buybacks is one of the main reasons why Apple stock just keeps going back up. When companies have extra cash, usually they'll buy back the stock, and when you buy more of the stock back, the price of the stock goes up. All right. When people sell the stock, it dips. When the stock is being bought, it goes up. So just by them doing those buybacks, the stock has continuously been gaining momentum year after year. When you throw the AI on top of that, now it's just supercharged. All right. So we scroll down here in the article, and it just tells you guys here that pretty much, Apple has been criticized in the past for not, focusing on getting a part of the AI revolution. They've recently changed that with their announcement of the Apple Intelligence Suite. All right. And as you could see here, Cook is saying, hey, we're very optimistic about the opportunity that generative AI is going to provide for Apple, blah, 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 blah. So we scroll down here, and we'll see here that very, very, very popular Wedbush analyst, Dan Ives, has put his price target to 275 on Apple. All right. And for you guys that don't know, recently Apple just overtook pretty much Nvidia and everyone else, Microsoft. Microsoft has been the top dog for a while in terms of market cap, but let's hop to that real quickly just so you guys could see. Look at that. Apple is at the top now with a market cap of 3.572 trillion. Microsoft is second with 3.4 trillion, and Nvidia is third. All right, so Apple is now the top dog, and for you guys that follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been just scalping Apple for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and just making good money. All right, and we're going to talk about that today too. So we go back over here to the article. It says, Dan Ives is saying, hey, I pretty much see Apple reaching 4 trillion. All right, so stocks just going to keep going up, and your gains, if you invest in this, will just continue to grow. All right, we scroll down here. He goes on to say, listen, Apple holds the key in terms of its ecosystem. All right, so look here. It says Apple and its golden iOS ecosystem hold the only keys to the castle at 2.2 billion iOS devices worldwide and 1.5 billion iPhones. So pretty much he's saying, listen, with the introduction of the Apple Intelligence, now you're going to have all these developers pouring in and trying to tap into that user base so they can make money. And obviously, once you're using their ecosystem, you have to pay them. So the stock is only going to grow more. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and hop into our AI system. We're going to take a look at ChatGPT. We're going to answer the specific question, and then we're going to take a look at the results. All right. So here we have ChatGPT pulled up, and this is the question I asked. If I invested 5,000 in Apple stock now and contribute 2,400 per year for 10 years, how much would I have at the end of 10 years with an annual return of 50%? Remember, I said this is the number that we're using. It goes down here and just starts to crunch some numbers and math and blah, 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 keeps going down. And it says here, at the end of 10 years with an initial investment of 5,000, an annual contribution of 2,400 a month, at an annual return rate of 50%, you would have approximately 560,000. So about $500,000 if you take it to the 10-year mark. All right. So obviously at this point, all we would have to do is just scale the years up, and you could see how we could get to $1 million. All right. So let's go ahead now and actually crunch the numbers in our compound interest calculator. All right. So here we have the numbers pulled up on our compound interest calculator. We have the $5,000 initial deposit. We're putting $200 a month, which equals $2,400 for the year. The contribution is obviously here annually. The years to grow is 10. And then we put the estimated returns of 50%. Compounding frequency is going to be annually. And you could see 560,000. So the numbers compared to ChatGPT is pretty much spot on, it seems. All right. So both ChatGPT and the compound interest calculator seem to have the same numbers. So now let's go ahead and look at scaling it. So let's go to 11 years. We're at 800,000. We go to 12 years. We're hitting $1 million. All right. 13, 1.9 million. Let's go 15 years. We're at 4 million. And if we go to 16 years, 6 million. So as you can see, those are the numbers. All right. So now that we have those numbers crunched in, let's go ahead and take a look at potentially scaling our contributions, right? We're going to look at scaling our contributions by trading. All right. So we're going to be trading options to get extra money that instead of just, let's say, putting in $200 a month from our job, I don't know, let's say we could put another extra $400 or $500. So we're going to go ahead and crunch that real quick. And I'll show you guys my scalps on Apple over the last week or so. All right. So now let's take a look at playing options just to try and increase our contributions. All right. So first up on the list here, we have July 5th. All right. So this was after the holiday. So this was Friday. We got in here at 298 and we end up selling the same 225 call for 325. All right. So that netted us a total of $27 on that first one. All right. So I'm just going to show you guys just a week. Obviously, we'll have losses, guys. My win rate's like 80-something%. But we're going to have losses. But obviously, if you're decent at trading, your wins are going to be far more than your losses. All right. Then next up now on July 8th, this was on Monday. So we bought at 1,230 and this was the 230 call. And we end up selling at 1,370. So 1,370 minus 1,230, that netted us $140. All right. So 140. So now we're at 167 in total. All right. Let's go back up. That was just a recurring buy here. Then we have it says here we have July 9th. All right. So we have the 232 call. We got 20 contracts, 1,280. And we end up selling those 20 contracts for 1,480. So right off the bat, we made 200 on this one. All right. So we have 27 plus 140 plus another 200. We're at 367 already for the week. All right. Within a couple of days. And this is just scalping. You know, you can make more money if you make it run longer, but I am getting out in and out 10-20%. All right. We go ahead here now. And we have another buy here. So this is going to be 10 contracts, right, at the 232. And this is 1,020. We end up selling here for 1,170. So 1,170 minus 1,020. We made 150 on that one. All right. So we're already at 517. And then we go ahead and we scroll up. I tried a couple more options here, but didn't execute. Then we got 20 contracts here for $1,000 of the 235 call. We sold one at 52, right? And then we sold the rest here at 988. So we bought for 1,000. We got 52 sold, and then we have 988 sold. So we end up making just $40 on this one. All right. So we made $40 plus 40. So we're at 557. And this was yesterday. All right. And then the last one, we got 10 contracts here at 530. And we scalped up again and we sold at 648. So that was 118 plus 118. Right? So for the week, scalping, right? From July 5th to the 10th. And so in 5 days, that's technically a stock week, 5 days. So in 5 days, we made 675 just scalping. We didn't have any losses during that period, but I will admit everyone has losses. The key is to manage it and not make it too catastrophic. All right. If you guys don't know how to scalp, I've created a chat that shows you how to scalp, and I also list my plays every day. So that information is up on the screen. But on average, let's say, I don't know, let's say we only make 200 extra a week, right? I made 675 in this case, but let's say we only make 200 extra a week scalping. Let's go ahead and add that to the mix. All right. So we got 200 a week, right? Times 4. That's going to be 800, right? For the month. So 800 for the month times 12. That is going to give us, what is that? Another 9,600 for the year. Let's add that in now. So let's say we add that to our 2,400, right? That we just put $200 a month. We're putting in 12,000 into this stock if we start leveraging options, right? In just 10 years, we would have 1.6 million. All right, if we leverage options. We go to 15 years, we're at 12 million. We go to 20 years, you see how crazy it gets. And we'll go back to the 10, just to be realistic. But this might sound crazy or might look crazy to you, but this is essentially what the banks do with your money. The banks have a whole team of people who trade options with cash that they have. All right. So they're using your cash to trade options and make money. This is a simple way to do it. Sometimes they do debit spreads, different, more complicated options. But I'm just showing you as an individual retail investor how if you start to invest into Apple, say 200 a month, then you learn to trade options, right? And potentially, I don't know, just put $200 a week back into the stock by just scalping. And I've said this 10 times before, scalping is the most sustainable way. The profits might seem small, but they add up. Oh, you should have let that run. No, I'm good. I'll scalp and take my profit. Never feel bad about taking profits. But just by scalping, you can add easily probably another $800 a month to your contribution and keep putting it back into a company that's continually doing buybacks, so the stock prices are going up. And right now, with this user base that I showed you guys, they're just going to blow up in terms of the whole AI thing. All right. Was number one at one point for years, having the number one market cap, in terms of trillions. They took back that number one spot with this whole AI, intelligence thing that they're coming out with. All right. But that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please consider subscribing. I make new videos like this every day, dropping gems that you could use along your trading journey. Please go ahead and like this video, and more importantly, share this video with a family member or a friend. Thanks again for watching the video. I do appreciate it. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace.